Namaste Vidya, खुश रहिए. I JV Muskan Kumari from the Department of Science and Technology, and I'm working here as an assistant professor in JVWU Women's University and Faculty of Education and Methodology. So today it's well known to all of you that you all are the students of BTech 6th semester, and your basic subject name is Introduction to the Hadoop and the basic big data, isn't it? So we will discuss the many sessions this previous this session, and today I will discuss the basic applications in the text mining and what is the text mining, isn't it? So to make it an easy way to understand, we are just going to share some files which will help you to better understand. Okay, so this one. Here is the your files which are created under data text mining. Mining is well known, isn't it? And data text mining is what? Text mining basically refer to the data text mining. We can also the text mining like the data text mining. Okay. So roughly equivalent to the text analytics is the processing of deriving high quality of information from the text. We are driving the high quality, derived the high quality of information from the available text. The definition strikes at the primary code of text mining is to delve into the unstructured data to extract the meaningful pattern and insight required of exploring textual data resources. What is this meaning? I'm just explaining words. Like, suppose you have a large amount of data and you have different sources from where you have get multiple amount of data, huge amount of data, and that huge amount of data you have to find out the actual and meaningful data, isn't it? So it is not possible that in that huge amount of data, all data is have their own meaning and meaningful data, important data, and not duplicate data. It might be possible there may be multiple duplicate data. There are so many data who doesn't uh, signify any meanings, isn't it? So what we are getting, we are extracting the text and data from that set of the informations data that which data has some specific meaningful data, isn't it? So exploring and that data, meaningful data, we explore any pattern through in which we will organize that data, isn't it? So data text mining incorporates and integrates the tool of information retrieval. These are basically incorporates the various tools through which we can extract the data, relevant data and meaningful data from the set of the data, isn't it? And data mining, machine learning, statistics, and computational linguistics. Hence, it is nothing short of a multidisciplinary field. Text mining deals with the natural languages also, natural language text stored in the semi-structured and unstructured format. Now you can see here that there is a terminology used here, structured and unstructured or semi-structured format. It means what does this signify? What does this mean? Structured meaning like your data are in the structured format where that is well organized format, isn't it? Unstructured meaning your data are not in well organized format. It means there are multiple irrelevant data is also in that set of the data. Clear? And unstructured, it means that are not in the proper way structured. They are not in the proper way arranged. Isn't it? So now, if we talk about the fundamental steps involved in the text mining, then we can easily say that, like what? Gathering of unstructured data from the multiple data sources, like we are receiving the plain text, web pages data, PDF files, emails, and blogs, to name a few. isn't it? So detect and remove anomalies from data by conducting the pre-processing and cleansing operation. So what we are doing? So you are getting the multiple data from the different resources. Whatever that the resources are you getting, you will be getting the data from the web pages. You are getting data from the file mail, getting PDF files, getting the data from the blogs, and many more sources, isn't it? Then it might be possible there might be some irrelevant data in that one, so there are some duplicate data in that one, so we are not storing the duplicate data in unorganized in that in a structured format. So we have to remove these all the things. For removing this, we perform some operations, and that operations is known as the pre-processing operations and cleansing of data operation, isn't it? Which helps to identify the roots and specify the words specific one. For this, you will get a number of text mining tools and text mining applications. You will also get. Now convert all the relevant information. Convert all relevant informations. Whenever you have get the relevant information from that set of that informations or data, then what you will do, convert all the relevant information extracted from the unstructured data into the structured data. Whenever you get and clean all the irrelevant data, then you have left only the relevant data, and then you are going to form is structured and arrange that data in format, so that is known as the converting of unstructured data into the structured data. And that unstructured data is basically get all the data which you have get from the different resources, and converting in a structure, it means you are performing some operations like preprocessing and cleansing of irrelevant data from that set of data, and makes the relevant data and organized in that into the basic formats. Clear? So and that format is known as the structured format. And now analyzing the patterns with the data via management information system. Now you what you are doing, analyzing the patterns, which patterns you will provide to that structured format of data, in which forms you will organize that ones, isn't it? What will be the basic suitable format, what will be the basic suitable for patterns for that storing data for that data, isn't it? So analyzing the pattern within the data via management information system, and store all the valuable information into a secure database to drive trends analysis and enhance the decision making process of the organization, isn't it? So this is the basic diagrams of the text mining. Okay, this is your basic diagrams of the text mining, which is here. Like structured data, structured data is how it designing. Suppose firstly you have the unstructured data, isn't it? You are getting the data or text or information from the different sources and resources. Then you are converting this into the structured data format. Like what? You are performing here some operations with processing, cleansing, removing of duplication data, isn't it? Removing of irrelevant data is performed here, and then you are getting the structured data, and that structured data you are analyzing by using the MIS, that in which pattern you will organize that structured data. So identified data are receiving from these ones, and then analysis of that data, and extract that data from this one and store into the database in a proper structured form, pattern form. Clear? So now, text mining is basically a technique that is understood by the process that go into the mining of the text. Here you can see that this is basically the refining and retrieving of relevant data. So this is a type of the mining the text and discovering the insights from it or important data from it. These text mining techniques generally imply the different text mining tools and applications for their execution. So now let us look the various text mining techniques. Here are the various techniques which I will discuss here. Information extraction. This is the most famous text mining techniques. Information exchange refers it means extraction means information exchange refers to the process of extracting meaningful information from the vast amount of the textual data, and this text mining techniques focus on the identifying and extracting the entities, attributes, and their relationship from the semi-structured or unstructured data set of the text. So the efficiency and relevancy of outcomes are checked and evaluated using the precision and recall processes. Also clear. So now next will be the information retrieval. What is the information retrieval? And this basically refers to the process which are extracting relevant and associated patterns for the extracted data which is based on the specific set of words or the phrases. In this text mining techniques, information retrieval system makes a use of system algorithm, different algorithm to track and monitor users' behavior and discover the relevant data accordingly. So, like Google and Yahoo search engines are two most renowned information retrieval systems because whenever you are searching over that, so they are picking the relevant data too. Okay. Now third one will be the categorization. So this is the types of the techniques of text mining in which supervised learning, wherein normal language texts are assigned to a predefined set of the topics depending upon their contents, isn't it? So categorization or rather natural language processing is a process of gathering text documents and processing and analyzing them to uncover the right or topics or also indexes for its documents. So this is all about these things. Now comes to the next points, that is the clustering. So clustering is one of the most crucial text mining technique. It seeks to identify the intrinsic structures in the textual information and organize them into the relevant subgroups or the clusters for further analysis also. Clustering is basic that the same types of the characteristics of data from the huge amount of data wherever you have extracted data. So during the extracting of data, you can also see that the same characteristics of or attributes of data can be placed at one place and stored in one place, and that in where you are placing that data is known as the formation of the clusters. Clear? So that is known as the clustering, making the clustering significant challenge in the clustering process is to form the meaningful clusters. Always the data which is in that area must have some meanings of that data. So meaningful cluster from the unlabeled textual data without having any prior information on them. Cluster analysis is a standard text mining tool that assists in data distribution or act as a pre-processing step also. Now summarization. What will be the summarizations? So text summarization refers to the process of automatically generating a compressed version of the specific data that holds the valuable information for the end users also. The basic mean of this text mining techniques is to browse through multiple text sources to craft the summarize of text containing the considerable proportions of information in a concise format and keeping overall meaning and intent the original documents essentially. A summarization is basically you can also say like this, right? What some of the different sources you are getting the data, and you can also see that some data will be repeated in the repeated form, but the meaning of that is same. So we are saying not picking or taking all the data from that sources to store in a container or the database, we are using the concise format. Concise format that you are summarize that data, summarize that list of the data or the mm, mm, summarize that huge amount of data into the concise format, and that concise format of data will be used for the relevant purposes, isn't it? Keeping overall meanings, and which will keep the overall meanings of that data which we have get from the different resources, isn't it? Of the original document is essentially the same. So this is basically all about your uh, uh, so this is the basically which I have discussed in this session, like data text mining, isn't it? And data text mining, there are some points which is important and fundamental points which you should keep in your minds, which I have discussed in this here. And this is the diagrams which shows that how text mining happens, isn't it? And there are some techniques of the text mining which I have discussed in this one: information extractions, information retrieval, categorization, clustering, and the summarization. So this is all about today's session. And if you have any problem regarding this session, then please let me know via your query. Please put your query in the comment section box through which we can see and discuss in the next session with informative knowledge regarding that query, isn't it? And please read these all sessions from the different standard book, and also follow the different websites through which these topics will be matched, and the relevant information you can get from that one also. Okay. Uh, and many questions will also arise from these sessions, like define the different techniques of the text mining, and what will be the fundamental steps of the text mining, why we are using the analysis of data in the text mining, and what is the structured and unstructured text or semi-structured text data. Please define or differentiate between these three, isn't it? So this type of questions will be rises. So be prepared. Also do all the relevant questions regarding this one. Okay. Thank you.